Okay, what's going on, people? We're back again with another video, and today we are doing the balance shaft delete install. We've already drained the car of the oil, so now we're going to be dropping the sump and installing this bit of goodness. Now guys, the reason why we're going to be doing the balance shaft delete freewheel is because the balance shaft bearings are prone to seizing, and what that causes is the OEM drive sprocket to shear off. So what we do, we replace the OEM drive sprocket with the Viz Motorsport freewheel. In the case of the balance shaft bearing seizing, the freewheel will still spin, and that will technically save your engine. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. Also, we will be installing a new pickup pipe. I mean, if you've got a lot of stuff in your engine that shouldn't be there, these will get covered, and then you get the low oil pressure light. So yeah, this is, again, as the sump's coming down, why not just change that, put a new one in. We'll be doing the filters as well. Platinum Plus oil 5W40, guys. Now VW say we should be using 5W30, but that's a bit too thin for these cars, these engines. So I would recommend going with 5W40. If you go with the quantum stuff, go with Platinum Plus, not the normal platinum. So there is two different variants from quantum. Definitely go with the higher one, which is the Platinum Plus. And when we drop the sump, guys, we're going to show you what we're doing anyway, but make sure the sealant we use is this one, Durco HT. Now there is a few other sealants, but this is the one you should be using, and you don't need too much sealant around the sump. But yeah guys, let's crack on and let's start getting busy. Alright guys, we've got the under tray off. We can see that the sump potentially has been off before because there is some excess sealant around the sump. What damage that has caused will become apparent once we drop the sump. What do you think about this, Jose?
There's quite a lot of sealant on the sump. As you can see, there's quite a bit of excess on the outside. And usually when you bolt the sump in and it squashes the sealant, what you can see on the outside a lot of times goes to the inside as well, which a lot of times they come loose, and that's what blocks the oil pipes quite a lot. You got a return pipe from the turbo as well. It's quite a bit of sealant in there. I don't personally use the sealants because it carries a gasket. You put a gasket on it and it shouldn't have any sealant on it whatsoever. But now we're going to get rid of all this sealant today anyways. Put fresh and the right sealant for the sump. And not nowhere near as much as that, to be honest. And yeah, that hopefully should stop the oil leak from it.
Okay, and we've got a new gasket anyway for here. So
yeah, we've got a new gasket for that. We've got new sealant, the right sealant for it. We've got a new sump plug, and yeah.
Off the top of your head, how long generally does it take to do this type of job?
Just to drop the sump down and clean it all up properly, change the pickup pipe, I'll say about an hour. Usually, if you want to do things properly, you can rush and do it a lot quicker, but if you want to do things properly, take your time, don't rush, especially when it comes with sealants and sealing main parts of your engine like the sump.
Alright guys, the sump's off now. We had Little problems getting it off, but not too much of a problem. But as you can see, guys, there's a lot of sealant that was used previously. I don't know what to say about this.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of sealants. You see, like I said at the beginning, when the sump was still in place, whatever gets squashed out also gets squashed inside. Yeah. And you can see, I'll peel this bit off, and that's literally just sitting inside of the sump completely. There was actually loose bits inside. As you can see, there's a few there. There's a bit more there. There's quite a few loose bits literally already inside the sump. Pickup pipe, completely full of crap as well. There's quite a bit of crap on it, but
I feel a bit lucky, to be fair.
yes, you are quite lucky because there's quite a lot of stuff on it, but yeah, luckily it's not completely blocked. But yeah, there was a lot of it, and there's a bit of issue getting it out. There's two bolts that go sort of hidden into the bellows under the gearbox. You got to use the right tools to do it, and I think they used the wrong tools and rounded one of them off. Okay. And to get to it, they're a bit tricky to get to it, but we managed to get it all off.
Yeah. And I mean, they've even used sealant inside there as well.
Yeah, even if you see in here as well, that's where one of the bolts goes through. It's literally full of sealants. Sealant was just used in excess on this. But there's no other bits. We've been trying to look for a bit of metal filings, just to keep an eye out. There's no metal filings whatsoever on the sump. The only things is literally just a bit of silicone and a bit of the chain guide from previously, we reckon. But yeah, apart from that, just needs a good clean up, and we should be good to go.
Alright guys, we've got the sprocket out now. Just a brief and quick explanation.
Cool, so this is the standard sprocket. As you can see, it's not Freewheel like the Viz one. So this turns the balance shafts. If something happens and they seize, then this is going to seize up and it can cause a lot of failure. Where the Viz, if anything happens to the balance shafts, this still turns and it allows the oil pump to flow. It won't damage the chain and break everything inside there. So basically this is just a safety measure in case if anything happens, which with me I've never had issues with the balance shafts until now, but yeah, this will prevent any issue.
Guys, we've got the Balance Shaft Elite Viz Motorsport Freewheel in place. I think it's just a good idea that you can see what this wheel actually does once it's been installed.
Cool, so as you can see the freewheel is already fitted, which it goes around the chain that runs off the oil pump and the crankshaft as well. With a standard one, balance shaft turns when this chain turns basically, so every time the crankshaft is turning, it turns with it, turns the pulley and it turns the shafts inside. With a free pulley, it turns the pulley, but the shaft's not actually turned. You can see the ends of the shafts on this side. The engine is not turning, and we can literally grab with your finger and move the shafts without the actual pulley moving. You can see that the bolt moves with it. When I spin it, the bolt moves as I'm spinning the shafts, and the pulley is literally just standing still due to the bearing that they've got.
Indeed, so what we're going to do now, guys, we're going to clean up the sump, get the sump on, chuck in some fresh oil, and away we go. So guys, it's about time that we wrap up the video. Big shout out to Viz Motorsport for supporting the build and sending us out the BSD Freewheel. Shout out to Stars Garage each and every time. And also guys, if you haven't dropped the Sump to check and pick up pipe, do it immediately. Now guys, if you want to see more content, make sure that you like, comment, share and subscribe. It's your boy Wavy, and until next time, I'm out.